Yeah, I'll be Jeremy over here. Okay, it is time to start our business meeting this morning. We're going to cover two things. One will be get an overview from Kathleen where we are at this point in time. And then second, we'll be following the priesthood callings, which we have 5. So I call this meeting to order. And the first thing I would like to do is invite Eric to give us a few comments.
Thank you, Earl, and thanks everyone for the warm welcome here. It's a pleasure to be with you, and thank you for all that you have done. You and your brothers and sisters across the Mission Center are making things happen. That's by your presence, by your witness, and by the ways that you support the church financially. It means a great deal. We have upcoming. I want us to get to the order here, but I do want to point out that we have Mission Center Conference upcoming. It'll be held physically at the Northwest Houston Church. This is the 16th of November, and it is a plenary conference. It is not a delegate conference, so everyone is welcome to join. Either it will also be held virtually via Zoom. So those details and multiple announcements will be forthcoming. One of the items that will be happening during the order of business will be the election of delegates to the 2025 World Church General Conference. And so if you are available, if you have an interest, would like to serve as a delegate or perhaps as an alternate, please communicate that through your leadership. We'll do our best to sort of organize that up front so it's not happening and slowing down the other items in the order of business. But again, thank you sincerely for the warm welcome here and for allowing us to worship with you.
Thank you, Eric. Voice to vote. This is something that we cover every business meeting. There will be no voting on Kathleen's giving us an update on where we are. However, there will be voting when it comes to each individual priesthood calling. So in light of the custom and tradition of the Shenandoah congregation, unless there is an objection, this body extends voice and vote to all present that are over 8 years of age for the duration of this business meeting. If you have an objection to this, please unmute yourself to raise your objection. Hearing no objection, we will proceed. So, are there any objections? Online? Richard? Oh. All right, we will proceed. No objections. At this time, I would ask Miranda to present us our 2023 sustaining officer business meeting minutes dated 12 December 23.
All right. So the Shenandoah business meeting minutes for Sunday, December 10th, 2023. Richard Cole called to order the hybrid Zoom and in-person business meeting of the Community of Christ Shenandoah congregation on December 10, 2023 at 12:14 p.m. and offered a prayer over the meeting. Richard Cole introduced Eric Cox as representative from the Coastal Bend Mission Center presidency, and Eric Cox offered greetings from the Mission Center. In light of the custom and tradition of the Shenandoah congregation, the body extended voice and vote to all present over 8 years of age for the duration of the business meeting. Minutes of the previous meeting were read and approved. Richard Cole recognized a motion from Kathleen Gardner Cole to sustain the following positions as a slate. Counselor to the Pastor, Richard Cole. Congregational Financial Officer, Kathleen Gardner Cole. Congregational Recorder, Carol Burdick. Congregational Directory Lead, Misty Warren. Congregational Worship Setting Coordinator, Marilyn McCrimmon. And Congregational Kitchen Lead and Coordinator, Misty Warren. As these are appointed positions and therefore not up for debate or discussion, these positions were sustained by unanimous congregational vote. Richard Cole recognized Kathleen Gardner Cole for a motion to accept the Shenandoah Community of Christ 2024 proposed facilities rental budget as printed and distributed, and a second was received. Kathleen Gardner Cole explained the budget as printed. Seeing no further discussion, the congregation voted unanimously to approve the 2024 facilities rental budget as presented. Richard Cole recognized Kathleen Gardner Cole for a motion to accept the Shenandoah Community of Christ 2024 proposed operating budget as printed and distributed. A second was received. Kathleen Gardner Cole explained the budget as printed. Seeing no further discussion, the congregation voted unanimously to approve the 2024 operating budget as presented. Richard Cole further discussed the conclusion of the congregation's obligation to the Bridge of Hope initiative. There being no further discussion, the meeting was adjourned at 12:38 p.m. and Richard Cole gave benediction.
Are there any corrections to the minutes as read? No? Any online? No. The minutes are approved then. Now we're transitioning into, this is really, it says new, we call it new business, but really it's an update that Kathleen is going to bring us. In light of the recent conclusion of our congregational mortgage payments, Kathleen will share a financial update with us. To clarify, this is not a formal motion to or update to the budget, but is an informal update of the congregation for the congregation. So I will give this microphone over to Kathleen.
Hello, everybody. Okay, so just a few really quick updates. I'm not going to be sharing numbers at all today. The first thing that I did want to address kind of dovetails about something that Miranda just read in the minutes. In case you have not heard or been made aware, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but I believe our commitment to the Bridge of Hope has been met. That is correct. So for those of you, I have noticed processing your gifts that some folks are still contributing to that, and we will certainly continue to move that on. However, we don't have to be, that need has been met. So, I mean, if you would still like to contribute specifically to that fund, I'm not even sure if we can still do that.
I might say this.
Sure.
If you made a pledge or a commitment that you are still paying towards kind of the full degree of that commitment, then certainly it's appropriate to finalize that.
Okay.
So what I should say is the World Church's objective in the Bridge of Hope program has been achieved, and that includes what's been received and what is anticipated as a result of those pledges. So
yes.
I don't know if that helps clarify.
Thank you very much, Eric. So I just wanted to reiterate that you are welcome to continue, but the need has been met. Secondly, the need of our mortgage has been met. Yay! All right, I think we need to give ourselves a big round of applause. This has been hanging over our heads, if you will, for a number of years, and we are excited that that chapter is finished. I do want to tell you, yes, we will be ending the year in the black. I will have firm numbers for you at our formal budget business meeting. However, I do want to temper that enthusiasm with a little bit of don't get too excited we do still have budget items that we need to meet. We do have expenses. Our building is older and we will still have upkeep and repairs and all of that kind of stuff. Our budget will look very different next year than it has for a number of years because we will not have that mortgage line item. I just want to say that our giving trend is going slightly down. It's not dramatic, but our giving trend is going a little bit down. And I don't know if that's because we now know that we've met our mortgage. Just want to bring that to your attention. And as we prepare to get to our budget meeting later this year, that perhaps you could prayerfully consider your giving. What would be appropriate for you personally, what we consider everything that we need to meet our needs that we need to meet here in the church, and that you consider your giving of not only your treasure, but also your time and your talent. We've been given a bit of a commission today in Eric's message to us. We've also been given an invitation today by Earl about asking for volunteers to help in the technical area, and maybe there are other places that you feel led. So that's all I wanted to tell you. We're in good shape this year, but this is the end of one chapter and the beginning of a new, and we're moving forward. We will be ending in the black, and I will have more details to come at our next meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathleen. Our budget business meeting will be sometime in November, and I'm in the process of coordinating that with Eric. So once that is coordinated, then I'll let you know the exact date when that budget meeting will be. Now we're transitioning into the priesthood callings. And before I start getting into the particulars, and we are going to handle them one at a time because there are 5, but we're going to handle them one at a time. I would like to have Eric address any comments that he may have.
Well, it's just a multitude of blessings, and what a wonderful day to be able to share with you all. I think it's maybe it's worth describing the process a little bit, whereby persons are called to priesthood, given an opportunity to consider those priesthood responsibilities, and then how we find ourselves here. The testimony of leaders, and in particular congregational leaders, is critical as persons show their giftedness in the context not only of the congregation, but also at camps, at reunions, in interactions that may be social or may be spiritually oriented. And I will tell you that when Earl and the team shared by email these calls, it was a really joyful moment for myself and for the other members of the Mission Center leadership team. That we are given those priesthood calls. We are given an opportunity also to prayerfully consider them, and then they pass through the local jurisdiction to the world church as well. So our field apostle, Brother Dave Neely, and the quorum of apostles all have visibility to these calls. And then after that consideration, we pass back to congregational officers the opportunity to actually share them with the candidates. I must say that I have not been able to participate at this magnitude ever in my life in leadership in the church. And each of these individuals, as you consider them, I want you to know have the full support of Mission Center leadership, of our leadership in the field, as well as at the Council of 12. It's really a blessing to have persons who have been nurtured and sown and cultivated by a supportive congregation, and who have responded by saying, I wish to serve, I wish to take on responsibility. It's the engine in part that drives us forward as a faith community. So my extreme thanks to all of you for the roles that you have played, and to the individuals as well. I cannot express my fully express my joy and my support at these calls. So, Earl, if you want to go ahead.
Thank you, Eric, for those opening words. On 3 June 24, I received an email from Russ Hall for the following priesthood callings by the Coastal Bend Mission Center, who gave their approval. And we're going to address each one of these in order that I'm mentioning them. Miranda Cole to the office of deacon, Cassandra Cole to the office of teacher, Addison Cole to the office of priest, Audrey Cole to the office of priest, and Jeremy Bowles to the office of elder. I'm going to kind of run through the process that we're going to follow today. I will ask for a motion to approve the ordination of the 5 priesthood callings presented, and I will ask for a second. Well, we're not ready yet. They go through the procedures. Each priesthood calling will be addressed individually in order presented. I will share my testimony for each of the callings. I will then ask for each individual to make a statement of acceptance of the priesthood calling, in addition to any other comments they have. And all 3 are on Zoom, right? I will then give others here in the sanctuary and on Zoom to share supportive comments. I will identify individuals by one by one to ensure order. Persons joining via Zoom will indicate their desire to share with the technicians. And with that, those of you who are on camera, stay on camera so that the technicians can see you. And those, well, actually one individual who is on phone, we'll ask when it comes time for voting or sharing to come online and state who you are and whether you want to share or vote, so that we'll hear it orally because we can't see you on the phone. Once the sharing has ended, we will ask for a vote from those who support and those who do not the callings by raise of hands, or like in the case of the telephone, just come online, let us know who you are and what your vote is. Once we have the numbers in, I will announce whether the ordination has been approved or not approved. So the first order of business is I ask for a motion to approve the ordination of the 5 priesthood callings presented. Rich.
On behalf of the congregation's pastoral leadership, I move that the congregation consider the callings of Miranda Cole to the office of deacon, Cassandra Cole to the office of teacher, Addison Cole to the office of priest, Audrey Cole to the office of priest, and Jeremy Bowles to the office of elder.
Do I have a second? Scott, Cheryl, Lila, we got lots of seconds. So, very good. the first one that we're going to address is Miranda. And, you know, as I was thinking about how to go about sharing my personal testimony, there's a good reason why I personally believe that the Lord pressed it on me. And the Lord not only pressed it on me, but some others around me. We were all on the same page with all these callings. So I truly believe that the Lord is guiding this, and that these are true callings from our Lord. So, for me, that's very important. I don't want anybody to think that this is an Earl thing or a Richard thing. This is a Lord thing. And that is very, very important for us to remember. So with Miranda, she's being called to the office of deacon. And I just thought I would kind of let you know some of the things that Miranda would be called to do. Watch over the church, visit in the homes of the saints, teach and preach, arrange for the receiving of mission tithe offerings, teach and advise the people regarding principles of disciples' generous response, serve when appropriate as a congregational financial officer. Those are some of the duties, and that's not all inclusive. But I prayed about this on Miranda's case, and the Lord kept coming right back to this calling for her. I mean, we've watched her step in, and as I remember Miranda, I always remember her as the shy one of the Cole family. And Richard would agree, and I'm sure Kathleen would agree. But it's not the same Miranda anymore. I've personally watched a transformation of Miranda stepping out. You know, if I ever have a need, she says, got it. Whoa, we need a whole bunch of people like that. And Miranda, she's not that shy person anymore. I can see the Lord working in her, and this calling is definitely appropriate for the things that he is calling her to do within this congregation. And so, you know, hence, if there's any technicians out there that need some help, the Lord has big plans, I believe, for Miranda. And a technician job is a big job, but there's other things. And we're blessed to have her, because she'll make sure anybody that would like to step up to that would be thoroughly introduced to what the technician's jobs are. So I fully support this call. I personally believe this was a direct call from the Lord down to me, and we are, in my opinion, we're extremely blessed to have her in this congregation, to be available to do the things that this congregation needs us to do from a deacon's frame of reference. So with that, I would like to ask Miranda to come up and tell us orally that she accepts, and whatever other comments she would like to make.
First of all, thank you, Earl. That's very kind. I'm honored and excited to accept this role. I know some of you might not be thrilled to hear this quantified, but I've been a member of this congregation for 20 odd years now. And you all have been a continuous source of joy and comfort and family for all of that time. I've tried to find ways to give back where I can. And from this day onward, I'm excited and looking forward to continuing to do that, and to bless and be blessed by all of you. So thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to open it up. For those of you who are on Zoom, you can identify to Richard and Miranda if you'd like to provide a supporting comments. And then here in the sanctuary. So I will call you. Anybody that wants to, I will get to you, okay? So at this time, I open it up. Anybody would like to provide supporting comments? Don't be shy. Okay, Patty?
I just want to say that I remember the first day that Richard, Kathleen, and two little girls walked into the Shenandoah congregation. And I think I was one of the first ones to introduce myself to them. And so I've watched both of these little girls, plus two others, grow up. And Miranda, I've mentioned to your father more than once in the recent past how thrilled I am that you've stepped forward and that you're doing what you're doing. And I am more than I'm to represent the congregation. I feel we are very blessed to have you in this role, and I fully support this.
Thank you, Patty. Are there others? Scott?
I'd just like to speak in affirmation of this call. She does.
Are there any others? Jim?
I hope my audio's turned on.
It is.
Okay. I think the fear that I have is that if I say anything for anyone and not for the others, that they'll think I'm not supporting. I'm in support of all the calls, but I also don't want to necessarily keep others from showing support. I fully support Miranda and the others, but I support Miranda because of the maturity. I have seen her just give and give freely. And I love the time that as we see her gifts, as was said, she was kind of the shy one, but she has not let any kind of shyness stop her from serving. And I love all of them. And I'll include that to say, Jeremy, I love them all and I appreciate them all. I support them all, but I'm saying with Miranda, thank you for being who you are and being one of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Are there any others? Richard?
I'd just like to briefly share my testimony regarding this call. In the midst of COVID, there was a lot going on, and there was a lot of work going on by a lot of people in order to keep our Sunday services going forward every single Sunday. And at one point, we tallied the number of hours that were going into each service, and it was really an amazing number. But in the midst of all of that, in the midst of everybody having their own experiences within COVID and their own struggles within it, Miranda came up to me one day and said, Dad, you're working too hard. What can I do? And that was the moment when I saw a deacon. She said, there's a need and I can help. Let me step into that role. And the calling began in my testimony at that point.
Anyone else would like to share? Seeing none on Zoom. Who did? Cassandra, you're on.
Miranda is, as we all know, an incredible person and an incredible caretaker. I've been so blessed to be her younger sister and somebody that she has always taken care of. But she is somebody who works incredibly hard behind the scenes often. And I don't know that people realize how much she has put into this congregation. And like Richard was saying, with the amount of work that she's done behind the scenes since COVID on tech, the hours that are put in, with her getting her master's and continuing this work, and starting her career and continuing this work, and even during busy season having to be explicitly asked to take a break so that she can focus on her job and not just burn herself out, and saying, you can come back just for a couple weeks, please focus on yourself and not others. When I was told that she was called to deacon, it was the perfect fit. And I'm so excited to see her do this. And we are so, so lucky to have her and her care and her love, and to be taken care of by her.
Thank you, Cassandra. Anyone else? Anyone on Zoom? Okay, at this time, Jeremy is going to help me take count in the voting process here in the sanctuary, and Miranda and Richard will let me know what the count is via Zoom. And Carol White, you'll have to, unmute and let us know how you would want to vote. So at this time, I would ask by show of hands, those in the sanctuary and on Zoom, to show your hands, make sure your cameras are on. So in support of this calling for Miranda. Okay, on Zoom. Now I would like to ask, is there anyone not in support of the calling Miranda to deacon? Miranda's calling by the Shenandoah congregation is approved. I'm going to clap for her. Thank you, Miranda. Look forward to working with you even more. The next calling is Cassandra Cole to the office of teacher. And I'm just, again, going through a short description of what teachers, not all inclusive, but very much the things that I see in her. Be with and strengthen the membership. See that the church meets often. Take the lead in meetings in the absence of an elder or priest. Preach and teach. And sing, by the way, and often, by the way, reconcile those who have taken offense, either at another person or the church. Lead people into paths of discipleship. Over the last 3 years or so, I mean, I knew them way back when, but more recently over the last 3 years, she has a spirit about her that is calming to whoever she comes in contact with. And the Lord pressed that he agrees with my assessment. She's incredible. And then when she opens up that lovely voice, And I always thought Kathleen had the golden voice, but I think you're kind of, you know, under that, but you can keep singing, But Cassandra, I believe this congregation is blessed. And I see such a future in your involvement in the church, wherever that may be, because all congregations need people like you that are bring that sense of peace that we talked about in Eric's sermon today, that he pointed out so admirably she is that type of individual. And whatever congregation she's involved in, hopefully back here someday, is blessed. So I deeply believe that the Lord confirmed to me personally that she is fit for this role. And oh, by the way, we do have a local teacher who won't be teacher before long, but he has a very similar way about him. And I'm speaking of Jeremy. So anytime you want to call Jeremy, I'm giving you permission. It's okay. But it's a very important role the teacher plays in the health of a congregation. So with that, Cassandra, I'd like you to come on again and let us know your acceptance here at the congregation and any other words you may have.
I very enthusiastically accept this calling. This church and specifically this congregation have been so incredibly formative for me. The people that I have been so blessed to grow up with as role models and fellow members of the church, and it's been something that I have hoped for most of my life, to be called so that I can and give back and continue to do what I can to thank you, to thank the church, to thank God for what I've been given in my life. And so I'm very happy to accept this calling and to see where it goes.
Thank you, Cassandra. And trust me, this is only the beginning of your ministry. It's wonderful. At this time, I'd like to open it up to here in the sanctuary and those who are out on Zoom who would like to have supporting comments for Cassandra to the office of teacher. Any takers? Who? Patty. You're on, Patty.
Again, this is one of the other little girls that I met many, many years ago. And she is just full of compassion, and I love her. And Cassandra, I don't know if you remember, a few years ago, you asked me if I would show you or teach you how to knit. And I said, sure. And somehow we never got around to that. So anytime you want to know how to knit, just give me a call. And I fully support this call.
Thank you, Patty. Others? Jim?
Thank you. I just want to say as the two younger or the two older of the Cole ladies came to our congregation, they were very different. And just as much as Miranda was the shy one, Cassandra was the outgoing one. And she had a fearless nature in talking to people and just come right up to you. And I want to say get in your face, but in a good way. And it was one of those things to see this young lady, well, I can't say grew into an old lady because she's not that old, but grow into a woman and see the love that she gives people. I support her totally. And in addition to looking at the resource of working with Jeremy, if you have questions, it's long been said that the office of teacher is very similar in a lot of its responsibilities to the office of evangelist, and you have two that you can rely on anytime. You know that, and no matter where you are, uh, we will support. And I I'm speechless because of the love I feel for the whole family. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Others who would like to speak? Earplugs coming off, so Richard's on his way.
So my testimony with Cassandra is actually one from a lifetime, watching who she has been and who she has grown into. I'll go all the way back to the first time I saw kind of the teacher aspect, talking about the meeting the needs of the congregation. That we were going to go, my parents were in town, and we were going to go visit someone who in the hospital who we knew was passing away and had very limited time. I think Cassandra was like 8 or 10, very young, and said, can I go? I want to go. We said, I don't know if you want to go. I don't know if, this person won't even really be recognizable, probably. She said, no, I want to go. And she did. And she handled it very well on an emotional level that surprised me. And I've watched her many times and talk about the teacher is in the role of reconciliation. I've watched her many times when there is an issue which creates conflict between two people. And everybody kind of wants to look at their shoes and just hope that it kind of blows over. Cassandra has consistently stepped right into the middle of it and said, let's talk about it. And that's a teacher. That's my testimony for her.
Thank you, Richard. Any others? No? Who? Oh, Carol. You're on, Carol.
There. I look back and I think of all the times, just like other people have mentioned, this whole family. But Cassandra, I remember the little blonde-haired girl running out to the bench, and her dad and I just stood there holding our breath when she ran to the bus stop bench. It before we had any kind of retaining wall or anything. And she just ran and jumped on the bench, and we all breathed a sigh of relief. And I remember so many different things about her and her sisters. And it's just kind of a special friendship she and I had in the past few years, and just so loving. And the talent that they all have, I just feel our congregation has been so blessed to have her and all of them with us. And I'm so glad they have loved us and have remained a part of us. And I fully approve of this call.
Thank you, Carol. Oh, Scott?
Cassandra has always been very communicable. She's very much a person that'll just strike up a good conversation. And I think that she's got that spirit of peace, as we mentioned earlier. And I like her integrity. She, if she's going through something herself, she'll be the first one to say, I'm dealing with something, So I like her openness and her integrity, and the fact that she just is just like all the Cole girls are are very loving and very open to others.
Thank you, Scott. Anyone else? Via Zoom or here in the sanctuary? So at this time, I would ask Jeremy to help me with the count here in the sanctuary and the technicians to help me with the count online in support of Cassandra's calling to teacher by a show of raising your hand. Okay. Online? All those who can't support the calling to teacher for Cassandra, please, same sign, raising of hands. Seeing none. All right. Cassandra's call to the office of teacher is approved. Now, I just wrote the, Addison's and Audrey's names down as they came into my mind. I can't remember which one's older, doesn't matter. But I am going to address them individually, but there's a lot of commonality between the two. The first one I want to address is Addison. Addison to the office of priest. And here's what a priest, and again, this is not all inclusive, but provide ministry to families. Preach and teach, baptize by water. Administer the Lord's Supper. Solemnize and perform marriages where the law of the land permits. Ordain other priests, teachers, and deacons. Preside over congregation when elected by the people. And generally, that's when there's not an elder or high priest available. Take the lead in meetings when no elder is present or when delegated that responsibility. And holds the key to angelic ministry. I know a lot about this particular priesthood calling because that was my first calling. And everything I read to you there is a lot of work. But I really believe that Addison has the right personality and she is not shy and she's not afraid to get involved. She's not afraid to connect with people. And there's just a special aura about her, and that I believe the angels are watching over her and guiding her. And the Lord is looking down favorably. And in my prayers to the Lord concerning this calling, the communication to me is she's a perfect fit for the office of priest. Family ministry is big. And I can remember in my days as a young person, as a priest, trying to get people to go and visit other families, to go with you, was like pulling teeth out of a dinosaur. Every excuse in the world, well, I worked all day, or I do this, or whatever the case may be. And I know from my own experience, it was very difficult. Now, Addison, I am telling you now, come back here, you won't have that problem. There are people who will go with you. That's one thing I love about this group. But I don't see her ever having an excuse of not reaching out and visiting families right where they live and within the congregation. So the Lord pressed on me personally that she's a perfect fit for this particular calling to the office of priest. So at this time, Addison, I'd like you to come online and let us know your acceptance and any other comments that you may have.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you, Earl. I really appreciate it. Your kind words mean a lot. I'm not always the best at saying the words I want to say if I don't write them out, so my words are written out. I want to thank you for this calling and this opportunity. I had the privilege to grow up in this congregation where I felt not only accepted, but wanted. My time this summer at Happy Valley Campgrounds taught me what it is to serve. And my time so far as a campus chaplain has taught me to be an active part of the church and to step into roles where help is needed. Community Christ has taught me what it is to be a disciple, and I'm honored to be called to this new role of responsibilities in my faith journey.
Thank you, Addison. At this time, I'll open it up to the congregation here in sanctuary or on Zoom. Are those anyone who would like to show their support of this calling to office of priest for Addison? Who? Cassandra.
Addison is such an incredible balance of a person between her head and her heart. She is an incredibly compassionate person, and she loves so deeply. And I feel like most of the time when you come across people like that, the brain isn't always in the equation, but hers always is. She is incredibly responsible. She is such a doer. She gets things done. She gets them done well. And she doesn't forget to care about the people who she's doing it for while she does. And I think when I heard her calling, I thought it was perfect. I think she is going to be such a compassionate speaker and leader. And she is wise beyond her years. She is somebody that I go to for counsel and advice. And I am so excited to see her future in this role. She's going to be one.
Thank you, Cassandra. Are others? Patty?
It's hard for me to talk about one of the twins without talking about both of them at the same time. So I hope Addison and Audrey, you don't mind me putting you all together. There you are. You're just such lovely young women. And I watched you grow up from the time you were a baby to now. And I remember the times that I had the privilege of babysitting you. And that was quite the experience, I must say. But I am very glad I had that experience. And I know if Tommy was here right now, he would say the same thing. So girls, you're just lovely young women. I appreciate both of you. I love both of you. Miranda, I love you too. I forgot to tell you that. And I fully support both of these calls.
Who? Jim, you're online.
Thank you. Addison is, well, all four of the girls I feel are family to me. And then, of course, the twins, we all look at them as a package deal in many ways. But Addison is particularly on my heart because, well, when her baby blessing came time for her baby blessing, the elder who assisted, I accuse him of twisting her toes because she cried, and normally I would say that that would fluster me, but somehow I was able to keep my uh, mind and wits about me. But even since that moment, I have just marveled at the uh, changes, the growth, the maturity, and because they were the youngest, their uh, college experience and things like that kind of snuck up on us. And but uh, she's she has my full support. I will do whatever I can to help her be successful in her ministry, and the same obviously for Audrey. But there's just no reason to for me to doubt the um, importance of her call and the importance to her and to the congregation or whatever congregation she ends up serving in. And I thank you for the ministry you've already given me, Addison. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Scott?
All the young ladies at this point, I was going to say girls, all the young ladies have a heart for Christ, but I especially have picked that up with Adam. To bring the heart of Christ to the situation. I've just, like I said, I very much can speak in affirmation of this call as well as Audrey's, which I won't, I'll just say here right now, I'm in support of all of them, but yeah, Addison's got a neat sensitivity to her that I think is very awesome.
Thank you, Scott. Others? Rich is taking the earphone out again, so we'll see him here shortly.
I remember my dad one time when I was young describing to me that priesthood calls are also a matter of timing. And there's times that someone has a calling, but the timing isn't quite right based on any number of circumstances. And for Addison right now, I can say that the timing has come. In the last few years, I've watched her find her voice, find her message. And that message is one that will serve her and the church extremely well. And her passion behind that, I echo what Cassandra said, the combination of the heart and the mind has really solidified that message. And the timing for her calling to the office of priest, in my testimony, is now is the time for her.
Thank you, Richard. Any others? Carol? Verdict?
Thank you, Earl. I just want to say, I fully accept this call. And I'm thinking back over the years. I remember the Sunday that the twins were blessed, and Jim and I decorated the sanctuary with balloons. And it seemed like all through their life, whenever they came through the doorway, you could imagine balloons with them, because they just brought so much joy and happiness with them. And it's been a privilege to watch these girls, all four of them, grow up. Addison, I think, has a certain sensitivity that will be so wonderful for the office of priest. And I just fully keep wanting to say accept. It's not accept. She's accepted. But anyway, I'm for this.
Thank you, Carol. Anyone else? Okay, at this time, by showing of your hand, those in favor of support of this calling to priest for Addison, please raise your hand. Okay. Those who oppose this call to priest for Addison, raise your hand. Her calling has been approved by the Shenandoah congregation. The next one is Audrey Cole. Audrey has been called to the office as priest as well. You know, in my experience, where you see one, you see the other. But they're not totally the same. But they have confirmed to me that they would be wonderful in the office of priest. And Audrey is very outgoing. So is Addison. And they're always involved, at the campgrounds or other activities. They've been involved here. Audrey has no hesitation behind the pulpit. She's a wonderful person. And she's got that personality where I don't believe, and the Lord has confirmed this, she doesn't have a problem getting into people's homes or talking to the congregation or sensitive to the things that sometimes aren't said, but can be seen or felt. She's special. Of course, I've heard many times from others, all the Cole girls are special. But for this particular calling, Audrey has what it takes, and the Lord has confirmed that to me. And I totally support her calling to the office of priest. So I would ask Audrey to come online and let us know her acceptance and any other comments she may have.
Well, I'd like to follow what Cassandra said and enthusiastically accept, but I want to give a little bit of context of how I came to that decision. So when I first got to Graceland, there was someone that I met that I looked up to a lot, who later became my best friend. And when I met her, she had just recently completed her classes to become a priest. And so she talked to me about her experience of getting called. And since then, I kind of just had this pull towards doing more in the church community, especially with how much it has given me in my life. And then another student at Graceland got a call to priesthood, and they started priesthood classes that were open to everyone, taught at Graceland last year during spring semester. And the whole time, I just kept feeling like I had this pull that I just should have gone to the class. But I didn't have a calling at the time, so I just was like, I guess I'm just thinking of it wrong, but I kept feeling like I needed to be there. And the morning that I got my calling, while getting ready for church, I had made the decision in my mind that if they facilitated the class again this semester, with or without a call, I would take the class. I just felt like I needed to be in the class. And then later that day, Earl pulled me to the side and told me that I had a calling, and I was slightly shocked because of the timing of everything. But I immediately knew when he told me that I was going to accept. So I just want to thank you all for the opportunity, and I would also like to enthusiastically accept.
Thank you, Audrey. At this time, I'd like to open it up for anyone who would like to come up and publicly state they support Audrey's calling to the office of priest, both on Zoom or here in the sanctuary. Oh, looked like they got Lila back there.
I can tell you my heart is jumping with joy today. And I have waited till the end instead of making 4 trips up here like some of you have done. It's a long walk from the back of the church. But I'm just so delighted. When I heard of these calls, I was just overcome with joy and so pleased. And I think the calls fit each of the girls the way they are ready to serve. And I'm just so delighted that they have chosen to accept these calls and to start down the path of service to the Lord. They've always served the Lord, but this will be a special addition to the way that they will be able to serve. And so I just am fully in support of this call. I am so proud to be called their Nana. And I offer my support to each of you, Miranda, Cassandra, Audrey, Addison, for whatever you need. I'm always here to support you in whatever you're doing. And I love you dearly.
One of the things I love about Lila, she gets up and down the stairs easier than I do. So at this time, is there any others? Oh, Cassandra first and then Jim.
I am so excited for Audrey in this role. She is in the past couple of years, she has so beautifully come into her confidence, and she's confident, she's charismatic, she is well articulated, she knows what to say and how to say it. I am so excited to hear her speak, to watch her minister. She is going to be such a wonderful addition to this role. I know she will be beautiful up front. She will be beautiful speaking to families and in the home. She will be beautiful in any role that she serves under this. And this is perfect. And I'm so proud of her and I'm so excited for her.
Thank you, Cassandra. Jim?
When they were younger, I used to ask the twins together. I used to ask them, do you ever wake up in the morning and wonder which twin you are? And you can see them laughing there. But as they grew older and older, it wasn't really a joke. It was a joke. But I have seen them individually as they haven't grown apart, but grown differently, grown uniquely. I have seen them be different and be unique. And I think that there's just a special way that they will minister uniquely. It may be the same office, they may look a lot alike, but I think that their gifts and their talents and their specialties, if you will, are going to be unique. And I thank them for being willing to serve in the congregation that we know or wherever they go, that their gifts will help many people in their effort to be good disciples. And I thank you. I support you 100%. And don't expect my joking to end. I'll continue to ask you things like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Oh, Richard's taking the earplug out again, so stand by.
Or Audrey, Audrey's always had what I phrase as an inclusive spirit. It's an inviting spirit. It's one that is warming and welcoming. And when I think of the office of priest, I think of one who is an advocate on behalf of and also then able to be a part of other groups, ministry to the family, beyond their own family. And for my testimony with Audrey, it was a couple of summers ago out at Camp Cienito. She saw groups that were being left behind, that were being left out, and it didn't sit well with her. And so she went to the leadership of the reunion and advocated on behalf of other groups in order to get their needs met. And when that happened, I thought, there's a priest in there. So that's my testimony for Audrey's calling.
Thank you, Richard. Addison, you're on.
Okay, I'm just gonna sit over there because it's kind of weird to say it like this. I chose to wait until hers because for y'all's sake, I could talk about my sisters all day. I'm also gonna try not to get choked up because my dad just talked. This is hard. But I feel so lucky to have the sisters that I had. I mean, I don't think there's no one better in the world than my sisters. Miranda is so fiercely protective. She's so fiercely loving. I think fierce is just the word for her. She does everything full on. She goes head first and she says, what can I do? Cassandra is just, she's a teacher. She's loving, she's compassionate, but she's also she nurtures people in the way that is not sugar-coated sometimes. She nurtures them in the way that they need to be nurtured in order to grow, in order to become better people. She is such a nurturer of good spirit in people. She brings out the best in people. Watching people around her, I see the best versions of themselves. Okay, sorry. I need a breath. I can't go into everything for Audrey, but I will say y'all got a glimpse of her this summer, but you haven't seen who she's become since college. And she is amazing. She's just come into herself. She is a new person. She cares so deeply. She is involved in everything. She overbooks herself constantly, but she does it with such grace and compassion. And she works so hard, harder than almost anyone else I've ever seen. She has become the person that she was always meant to be. And I wish that y'all could see all of these sides of her because it's incredible. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Addison. Any others? Okay, at this time, by a show of hands, for those who support Audrey for the office of priest, please raise them. Okay. Audrey's calling to the office of priest has been approved. And now, last but not least, the calling of Jeremy Bowles to the office of elder. I've had the pleasure of knowing him for the last couple of years. Seems like I've known him forever, because that's kind of the person that Jeremy is. I can see why he was called the teacher, because you can see that in him. And it's not because he is a teacher. It's just that, well, he is a teacher. I'm all confused. But he has a way about him that just brings people to him. You know, they're not afraid to approach him. His mind is open. So I can definitely understand why his calling to teacher was when it happened. However, we've all seen, well, I can say, well, I have seen what he has done since he's been in this congregation. And that's really where I got to know him. And what he does up here, he's fearless. He's not afraid to get in skits and be laughed at. You know, he's always, if somebody needs help, me, usually, you know, I'm in there. And having been an elder personally for 40 years now, I have a fairly good idea what being an elder is, except when's the learning going to stop? Well, it's not going to stop. But I believe that from my experience and my communications back and forth with the Heavenly Father, Jeremy will serve the Lord phenomenally well in the role of elder. I know I just gave you a few descriptions of what elder is all about, because his role is going to tremendously expand from teacher to elder. Winning people to Christ and baptizing those who are ready to commit to the lives of Christ, ordaining other elders, priests, teachers, deacons, administering the sacrament of the Lord's Supper, confirming individuals by the laying on of hands for the baptism of the Holy Spirit, teaching, expounding, exhorting, watching over the church, conducting and taking care the lead of meetings as an elder to lead by the Holy Spirit. And I truly believe the Holy Spirit is with him in totality. Serving in the office, so he could also serve in the office of 70, should he ever be adorned to that, but don't get in a hurry. I'm sure that possibility is coming down the road, but it's one thing beauty about the office of elder. Elders, evangelists, bishops, apostles, they all have something in common. They're all elders. They all can perform the same sacraments. The difference is in the calling. But the things that I mentioned here are something they all can do in the Melchizedek priesthood. And Jeremy is ready for this. It's I watch him. I talk with him often. The Lord has really pressed him in this calling here in this congregation. I mean, he is an active. How many times can I say that? He is an active person in this congregation, and the Lord has pressed on me that he's ready for that expansion in his ministry role as an elder. And personally, I am so happy that he's going to accept. Well, he's already accepted, but he's going to let us know openly he's accepted for this role. And like I was telling him yesterday, I said, now if I need somebody to go visit me with me in the homes, I have another elder I can take. He loves that kind of stuff. He'll do that stuff. He's got the personality for that. And it's just like the priest that we talked about with Audrey and Addison. That's also part of the elder's job description and what the Lord needs of him in that particular role. So, Jeremy, I enthusiastically support your calling. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. And I do believe the callings come from the Lord. not from people. We just communicate what the Lord wants. And we are really blessed. I know I could ramble on and on and on, but we need Jeremy, and the Lord needs Jeremy, and this congregation is blessed in having Jeremy. So with that, I would ask Jeremy, top that, Jeremy. I would ask Jeremy to come up and formally accept and let us know what's on his mind.
Thank you all for waiting it out and ignoring the grumbly stomachs and football games that are probably already at halftime, but it's a joyous day. It's a day of celebration. It's a great blessing to have this honor, share this honor with the Cole girls. Growing up, the Bowls and the Coles have been linked with each other. So growing up in Los Fresnos, we have a large set of Coles over there, and these Cole girls' cousin Ian would always ask the Dorothea, their grandma, where are the pictures of Jeremy and Jacob in our house? Like, why don't you have any pictures of them? And so that I always kind of think about this, just kind of the testament of the connection that our families have had, and it's been a privilege to interweave and grow up and develop with them, and it's a great blessing to take the next steps in leadership with them. All four of them I've gotten to work with at camps and get to experience their ministry firsthand, as whether with them or leading them or helping develop them. It's been a great blessing for me to learn from them as well. So I support those callings as well. I also thank this congregation for all the support. And Jenna and I are implants to the San Antonio congregation, and it's been a great experience, and we felt welcomed just right away to be part of it. And I would say that my life has been enriched with many examples and leaders and role models who I have looked up to as a child, and I look up to now, and I've gotten to expand on that as our time has come to San Antonio. And so lots of new leaders and friendships that I like to just steal some of their ministry and make it my own, right? So I am a product of the many lives that have touched me, living or gone. It's a blessing to carry on their blessings and their talents and their generosity. And it's not always easy, but it's an opportunity that is worth all the work, and I'm very grateful for that opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. I was going to open it up. Scott's already up here. So Scott, would you like to come up? And
One of the things about Jeremy, I knew of his calling, but I didn't know the timing. One year I was a counselor for senior high, and Jeremy was in my group, and I was nervous because it was the first time I was a counselor. And Jeremy just kind of took me under his wings and showed me how it was done. And he's just always been a good influence in my life. He's got that sensitivity. He'll always be a teacher, even though he's an elder. You know, he still has those skills, but Jeremy has stepped up to a lot of leadership roles here in the congregation. And, you know, I just, I fully support his call as he's developing into an even better leader. I can see it. And I know that I know that this call is true based on my own experience.
Thank you, Scott. Oh, Lila. She doesn't need my help.
I'm picking up speed this time. I think I met Jeremy about 14 years ago. That was when I moved to Texas. And that was the first summer that I went to Reunion here in Texas. And Jeremy and his family were there. In fact, they were just down the way in a different cabin than where we were, but we were close. And that's where I first became aware of him. And he stood out to me. And he still stands out to me. There was just a uniqueness about Jeremy that made you notice him. And I saw him at work. And as the years went by, I haven't been to a reunion since COVID. I'm a coward about picking up that bug. So after I had it once, that was enough for me. But all the years that I went before COVID came, he was always there and he was always very instrumental in working. And he was just a very unique young man, I would call him. He's not so young now. The years are going by. But when I first met him, he was still pretty young. But he has such a calmness about him and such a peaceful way of doing whatever he does. And he's always willing to help in whatever way he can. And I have really felt that there was a call for him to this office before now. And so I'm so pleased that it has now come. And Jeremy will become an elder, not only just in what he's been doing, but he'll have the title now. But Jeremy, I do support you in this call, and I just see wonderful things ahead of you. You will be a wonderful servant to the Lord, I'm sure, all of your life.
Thank you, Lila. Kathleen?
Girls, I can't speak to you in this moment. I just can't. I know that you understand that, and we'll chat later. I support all of your calls, and I will fall apart. So I do want to stand in support of you, Jeremy. You are unflappable. You are a leader. And I'm going to borrow some words that Kanani said to me when I was called to the office of elder. Kanani, you probably don't remember, but it was very effective and it has stayed with me all these years. Kanani said, I didn't know that you weren't an elder. I thought you were already an elder. Jeremy, I knew that you weren't officially an elder, but I thought that you were an elder. You've been an elder in my mind for quite a while. You are loving. You are goofy. You are a servant from a long line of servants. You have learned servanthood. It's in your DNA. And you continue to serve. I hope that you will feel that this call gives you perhaps some authority that you felt maybe you didn't have up to this point, but you have had. I look forward to being ministered to by you, as I have been for many years now. As we all will. But I am so fully supportive of this calling that I feel has been with you for a long time.
Thank you, Kathleen. Which one? Cassandra.
So I've been in proximity to Jeremy for all of my life. And for a long time, he was the cool older kid that I got to see a couple times a year. And I thought he was so cool. And like all their friends were so cool, hanging out with Avery and everything. And, but I never really had the opportunity to really get to know him until pretty recently. And it has been just incredible watching him work. As the biggest capacity that I've seen it in has been director of senior high camp. The work that he has put in for all of those kids consistently for years has been incredible. He is so caring, so loving. His ministry is so unique and fresh and impactful. The lives that I've seen him change, and the way that he so consistently steps up and steps up and steps up and steps up, no matter how many times you ask. He is a yes man, and he does everything that he does well. His prayers are beautiful. His spirituality is inspiring. And being around him and having him as somebody that I looked up to in childhood and now in adulthood has been a very, very beautiful thing. And I so fully and in support of this calling, and I cannot wait to see what he does.
Thank you, Cassandra. Jim?
I should be able to unmute myself better than that. But when they first moved into congregation, I, as we naturally would, wondered about the priesthood office that Jeremy held. I didn't know. I could tell he was in the priesthood simply by his behavior, and then his ministry in front. And I actually saw elements of ministry of elder and appreciated that. And but in the same vein, I also the teacher said to myself, well, I need to watch, because I may be able someday to say that I saw evidence of his calling before. And yes, Jeremy, I saw evidence of your calling before, and I fully support. I will help in any way I can, and I forward to your continuing to blossom in front of us, and your calm courage to do the things that you do, and you have it. And I thank you for what you give us and what you will give us, and I fully support. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. Audrey?
I'll make this short, but Jeremy, like Cassandra said, we always grew up with you being the cool older kid that we're like, wow, he's so fun. And now I've gotten to an age where we get to like actually like talk to you and get to know you, and you are just an incredible person to be around. I think one of the things that was very telling about you recently was, yes, you step into roles like senior high camp so gracefully, but you also step into roles just at the time that they're needed perfectly. If I'm not mistaken, I think senior high camp is right before reunion two. And this year, when unfortunately Cassandra and Deuce got COVID, and there were lots of spots that needed to be filled, even after everything that you had to do at senior high camp, which I know is probably incredibly draining. You said, what can I do? Where can I step in? What can I fill? And you filled many, many roles immediately. Your your vulnerability is inspiring. Your leadership is inspiring. I mean, you somehow at senior high camp convinced a ton of high schoolers that the biggest prize in the entire world was naming a lobster for 24 hours. And everyone completely bought into it. Not many people can get senior high to buy into things like that. Your calmness is inspiring. You just bring such peace to every place you go, and are just a very inspiring person to be around.
Thank you, Audrey. Patty, you're up.
Jeremy, unfortunately for me, I didn't have the privilege of watching you grow up as I did the Cole girls. However, I got to know you a little bit before my husband and I had to move away from San Antonio. And I appreciate so much you being there at my husband's memorial service back in June. I enjoy working with you when you're our presider. I love working with you. I know I can count on you to get your things to me so I can prepare the bulletin, prepare the slide decks. And it's just a pleasure to work with you. And I fully, fully support this calling.
Thanks, Patty. Oh, the earphone's out of Richard's ear.
I just like to say that I was able to be in proximity at times and in proximity not at times with Jeremy's growing up. But every time I was around him, I was always impressed by the person that Jeremy was. And that always stood out every time. And I had a really unique, wonderful, honoring opportunity to sit with Jeremy and Jenna as we worked on their wedding. And in that, got to know Jeremy at a different level than what I had ever known before. And his leadership, his spirituality, the core of who he was even more strongly impressed on me during that. And since coming here to this congregation has not only reaffirmed, but also reinforced and expanded that sense. And so the opportunities that you bring to this calling and the opportunities that this calling brings to you, I'm very excited for both of those and support it 100%.
Thank you, Richard. Eric?
I really stand to speak to all of these ordinand. I think what we are, I'm having feelings well up within me, not only because I know these individuals, I know the homes that they were raised in, I know the ways in which they exercise extreme competence, a real joyfulness in the service of the Lord, an openness to bare their souls to persons who need that. And I have seen their hearts break in the midst of service to God, to their community, to persons who are in need of advocacy, who are in need of guidance. God is good. That is the feeling that I am having at this moment. And what we are witnessing is such a distinguishing characteristic of this faith community. What you are seeing is when the organizational mandate is aligning to the informal authority and competence of persons who are not just capable, but who are driven and motivated to serve the Lord. And it's one of the most incredible blessings, earthly blessings I've ever experienced. To the Cole women, to Jeremy, I really celebrate what you have already brought to our faith tradition. And I think that the ceiling is so high, I can't imagine, in terms of the impact that will be felt directly by those you touch and those who you touch will touch. It's incredible, and I celebrate and am so grateful for your capability and your willingness and the expertise and the dedication and devotion that you'll bring to God's kingdom. Thank you all.
Thank you, Eric. Are there any others? No. Well, at this time, to show support, what's your name? No, just kidding. Jerry, to the office of elder, please show by the raising of your hand. Okay, good. And now for those who do not support his calling to elder, please show by the raising of your hands. Good. I am very pleased to announce that Jeremy's calling to the office of elder has been approved. I would like to thank everyone for sticking around and missing half of a football game and so on for this very important occasion that we've shared today. We are extremely blessed by all 5 of them, and we will continually to be extremely blessed in the future, because I see wonderful things happening in the lives of others through these 5 individuals. And they just kind of like Eric, I feel things welling up into me. We're just thinking about it. And we're fortunate that it's here in the Shenandoah congregation in the Coastal Bend Mission Center as well. So I don't think there's any other further business. We've covered everything that we wanted to cover today. And my congratulations go out to, Miranda, Cassandra. Well, which one's older? Audrey? No? Did I have it right the first time? Oh, okay. The 2 beautiful twins, Audrey and Addison, and Jeremy. And if there's no further business, this meeting is adjourned. I would like Richard to come up and close us with a closing prayer.
Our Lord and Savior, as we conclude this time together today, we are so thankful to be in this moment, to be able to witness and partake in this moment. Lord, this congregation has been one which has been blessed by you over the years. And as we have approached today, and as we go forward from today, we feel that blessing in new and expanding ways throughout this time today. Lord, we thank you so much for each individual who has been willing to share their gifts and talents which come from you, on behalf of those who are around them. Their willingness to serve in new roles and new responsibilities is uplifting. We also give you thanks, Lord, for all of those who have written on their lives which have brought them to this moment. And we so look forward to the lives that they will write on, the ministry that they will provide, the future which will unfold for them and for others as a result of the commitment and the actions here today. Our prayer is that you continue to be with them, that you continue to be with this congregation, and that we continue to meet your needs here on earth. These things we pray in Christ's name. Amen.
I know we normally say this at the end of the service, but if those in on Zoom you can unmute, chat with each other.